Welcome to the living room. You've got your friend Laura here. And oh, look who's here. Our friend
Kristen.
Hi, Kristen.
Hi, Laura.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Oh, boy.
We got a
Beverly
lot
Hills.
going on.
We do have a lot going in. There's so much to talk about. You know what happened yesterday? There were so many, promo videos going on.
Yeah, right.
There was videos on videos. I just felt like Bravo was very busy dropping all day. Dropping the Love Hotel.
That was a great preview.
Oh, my God. I can't wait to see.
We put it on our Instagram.
I can't wait to see Shannon Bedore go bananas on the beach.
Yeah, I know.
It's just there's going to be
a
lot of...
Is she going to fall apart when she starts dating these? But you know what it looked like? It looked like it was like a version of The Bachelorette, but with four of them.
It's like Bachelor in
have
Paradise.
All these
Bachelor in Paradise, except with the older crowd. They go there to catch
golden.
They go there to catch some sun, but will they catch some feelings? We'll find out on the Love Hotel. Is it called the Love Hotel? Is that what it's called?
The Love Hotel.
Oh,
and I know the two ladies from Potomac. I know you haven't watched as much Potomac, right?
No, but
they're great.
Is it the one who was on the Traitors?
No, neither of them. But that was Robin. This is the ones on Love Island. No, I'm sorry.
No. Love Hotel.
Love Hotel.
Apparently, they could have come up with a better name.
You know, it's a little cheap.
They could have come up with better than the Love Hotel. How about
But we got Giselle.
Bang Me Beach, something else. Something else,
Something to give it a lot of pizzazz.
Old.
Love Hotel doesn't have a lot of pizzazz.
Yeah, Love Hotel's just just call it the Love Hotel.
Yeah, okay.
Let's move on with the day.
It says the Love Boat. It's the Love Hotel.
It was the end of the meeting, and they were just like, "That's fine.
Okay, let's just do the Love Hotel."
But
we got Giselle and Ashley from Potomac, and they're two
I like
dynamic
Giselle.
ladies.
I
love
like
Giselle.
Yeah,
and
I know
she
her.
puts people in their place.
She's
so
pretty.
I would love to see her with some male suitors. What she does.
She's going to belong great on the beach. Shannon, not so much. I don't think she can wear double Spanx on the beach.
I don't know.
Shannon's always in her double spank mode.
Yeah,
so.
she is. That's true. She's going to have a lot of cover-ups on.
She's
I
going to
feel like.
sweat. Yeah, she's going to sweat a lot in the double.
And of course, we got very horny Luann. So I can't wait to see her.
Luann, who will bang just about anything.
She'll go through all those men.
She sure will. She's not afraid either.
No.
Not afraid.
And those men look quite handsome.
They look pretty good.
Yeah.
And The Bachelor also is doing at Bachelor in Paradise. I think they're adding, because the season finale of The Bachelor was on, and Grant got engaged.
I haven't watched it at all.
Grant got engaged. I just watched the final episode.
Okay.
But I was kind of tuning in. However, they're going to be doing the guys and some of the ladies from the Golden Bachelor and the Golden Bachelorette.
Okay. All right.
Gary, our favorite. Remember Gary, the black guy with the
we
love
the teddy bear.
He's going to be there. Yep, he's going to be there.
Love
I'm like,
that.
I love Gary.
Oh, God.
So anyway, that's going to be, I think they're going to mix them in with the young people, which is going to be kind of
that'll
crazy.
Be funny.
But, again, there'll be a lot of double spank wearing probably for the older crowd.
Oh, boy.
But I do want to mention this. I do want to mention that our pal Bose was on Jimmy Fallon.
Yes.
And I wet my pants. First of all, I have some thoughts. First of all, it was weird to see her out of the Housewives. It was because we love her so much. But when you throw her in the real world, you're kind of like, oh, like Jimmy Fallon was like, you look beautiful. And she's like, I know. And actually, Andy Cohen even said that. Yeah. Andy Cohen even said, oh, yeah. He said you were beautiful. And you said, I know. And she was like, well, I did know. So it was just funny. But the best.
Do you think she was trying to just be a little cheeky? Like,
but I think Bose is just like, I know. Like, it's a
she's
fact.
Very confident. Yeah.
It's a fact because she did look fabulous.
As she should be.
However, she, her big marketing idea for her wig company or for her hair company or something was to put a wig on the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
I laughed my ass off. I'm like, this is Bose's big idea. Like, let's put a wig on the Statue of Liberty.
But
I got a kick out of it.
Happen?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think they're going to be like, let's get some, don't they call them tracks? Let's get some tracks on the Statue of Liberty. Let's get our green lady and throw some purple extensions in. That's going to look fabulous. So I thought That was such a
Well,
rip.
I would love to see it. It may not happen, but
I don't think it's going to happen. But you never know.
Fabulous.
Bose is pretty
She's
fabulous.
She's a marketing genius, right?
But I didn't think that was all that of a genius idea, more than Comedy Central. Like, I just think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
As much as I love Bose, love Bose. But it's funny to see her out of the Housewives.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, right. Okay, now you're in with the rest of the world with real people. So I don't know how I was feeling about it.
I didn't even know about her hair extension company. I mean, I know
it might be a wig.
Fabulous wigs.
It might be
and
a
her
wig
hair
company. It might be wigs.
But I didn't even know she had one. I kind of thought she was just retired from her marketing CEO positions, and this is her next big thing is just doing the Housewives.
I also thought it was interesting that they had her as a business person. They did not have Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Bose, Bozoma St. John.
Right.
They had her as business person.
Yeah.
So she's not pushing that really. I mean, granted, she's on there because she's on the Housewives, not because she's a business person.
Yeah.
She's not Bill Gates. But however, I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, I did too.
Hilarious.
I also thought I liked hearing what she had to say about Spike Lee and how she got her start with Spike Lee. And she was a temp for him. And then she asked him like on the first day, let me look at that script. And then she kind of penned it and gave it back to him.
God love her. I mean,
God love her. I mean, the confidence even then that she had as a young lady.
Well,
so
good for her.
I think she's great.
I
really do love her.
She was everywhere this week. She was also on Watch What Happens Live.
Now, I only saw a snippet of that.
Erica.
So how was it?
Oh my God! After it was hilarious. Somebody had the absolute gallstones to call her Boz, and she went Bose.
Bose.
And he said, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." And she's like, "Thank you." I was like, "Oh, Bose, girl, you are on fire." But it was interesting because top of the show, Andy says, "So what do you feel about Garcelle leaving?" And they both didn't say anything. And Bose was
they didn't know what to say.
She was like, "You say something," and then Erica was like, and then there was some little private joke, and then Erica said, "Well, I wish Sutton would have. We've known for 2 weeks that she's leaving, and apparently." She's pissed off leaving because we saw that, right?
Yeah,
we saw that
she storms off so it looks like she storms off and she doesn't return.
Well, she says, everybody can go fuck themselves.
She's
so
mad.
Pissed. And so something happened. And
she probably got too much in the hot seat. She was just like, F you ladies.
You know what? I think she's leaving the season, as we saw last night, not happy with Sutton, who's her bestie.
No, I think you're totally right.
Too happy, but I don't know what would have perpetuated her to get up and say fuck everybody.
Right.
I thought maybe she was just doing it because she didn't like the way she was coming off this season. Like, I think it's good timing for her, whether she's pissed or not, to leave.
Right.
Because I think one more season of her, fighting all Sutton's crazy person's battles.
If we have to see another season of the two of them in an alliance,
you
want to know something? If she stayed and her and Sutton were not friends, that would be interesting to me. But I would like to see that. But if it's gonna be more of the same, because we've seen now, what is she, 5 seasons?
Garcelle's also
where she and Sutton are just hand in hand with each
other.
other.
But Garcelle's very reserved. Could you see Garcelle in with the women on Atlanta? Never. She is not like those girls.
I don't know.
She's very refined. Not that these women are
but she'll give it to you.
She will. But not in the way that they do. They throwing these lines out on Atlanta. When
they are
all the drama back and forth. Right. Sutton is really very low key.
Garcelle, you mean?
Sorry, Garcelle.
Yeah.
Gutton. I just came up with another one.
Gutton. I love it.
I came up with Jest.
Well, it's West no more.
Jesse,
because she's leaving.
Right, Jesse and West, and now what did I say?
You said Jest, and now it's Gutton.
Jest and Gutton. Hey, Gutton, what's going on, Gutton?
Well, it's been
Sounds like
Gutton, but it's Gutton no more.
So wait, why do you think she's pissed off? What are your thoughts?
Oh my God, first of all, I mean, her video was very nice, but I just don't believe it. I don't think she's leaving because she wants to be with her family and she wants to help her son with his modeling. And she's got these amazing. Now she has these projects.
Things are true. Right.
It's all true. It's okay.
But just not the main reason.
Also,
it's just not the main reason.
Also, don't you get a contract when you're on Beverly Hills? So maybe her contract was up and she was like, I just don't want to renew my contract after what happened at the reunion. That was the final
whatever
straw.
It was. And Andy.
She was probably, I think, on the fence. And that reunion was like, that's it.
Andy said he spoke to her after and he said, I kind of left it open because he was like, I didn't know she was quitting for 2 weeks. He said to Erica and Bose. Said, I didn't know. He said, I kind of left it open with her. And then she did say, Andy said you could come back anytime. So she's clearly, it wasn't their recommendation that she leave. Something happened and we're going to find out next week what it was.
We're going to find out more at the reunion. But I do think a big reason too was she's worn down by Sutton. I think Sutton just wore her down, and she is guilty by association, if anything.
Sutton.
Because Sutton was just fumble after fumble after fumble this season. And Garcelle was like right there with her until, we'll talk about it, this last episode where she's like, you know what? Screw you, Sutton.
Well, she was just, I mean, let's talk about Sutton. So let's talk about the finale last night.
Yeah.
Sutton was, these women, you don't understand. These women have been trying to break me. They're trying to break me for 5 years or 7 years. She's like, Bose doesn't know the history. I'm like, you are so nuts. Literally, Sutton.
She's unglued.
She is unglued. I've never, the way she was like sitting on the boat, and I love that Bose was just like, well, morale is low after the boat trip. You know what I mean? She's like, morale's kind of low. So when she went out and got everybody a freaking thong and feathers.
Oh my God. Carnival. Those outfits were fabulous.
Oh my God. They have some kicking ass bodies.
Yeah,
Holy
they all do.
Christ. Erica?
Except Sutton.
Oh,
all I saw were those chicken
bird legs. Right. She's a piece of cheese.
What was
Hanka for a hunk of cheese. She's a circular piece of cheese with the skinny legs from like 1970s from Schoolhouse Rock.
Yes.
I will post that.
Yes.
I can't help it. But her body.
It was just.
And to go up against those ladies whose bodies are surgically enhanced.
Yes, they are.
And gorgeous.
Except Kathy was a little. She should have worn what Kathy wore.
Kathy
was in a caftan with the right.
How dare Sutton ever? No, her body is beautiful according to her. I would never not. You know, could you just see? But okay,
no, don't show that off. It was just bad.
Oh yeah, bad. It's as if I don't get it. She's just like straight up and down. And wider for this little body. She's wide.
Yeah.
And she's straight up and down. And then she's got these bird legs.
It's like they're chicken legs.
She's half
they really
chicken.
are. She's
half chicken, half woman. She's a woman chicken.
We got to think of a name for that. What's a cross between a woman and a chicken?
A Wiccan. A witchin. A chicken witch. I don't know.
I don't know. Witch. We got to think of something.
A chick witch. She's a witch, all right. Go.
No, I was going to say, we're going back to the boat where it started and she was just like, oh my God. I did notice something. Jen is a very good friend to her. Jen
Tilly. She is.
She really is because she really supports her friend.
I
noticed, I said, man, she's got a good friend there.
But you know what I love about Tilly? Tilly is the only one that's in a comedy. Everyone else is in a drama.
I know.
Tilly's like,
she's moving her crazy.
I mean, she's just hilarious. She's like, look, it did look. And then her whole bit with like, look, after they came back from the dinner, right?
Yeah.
Was it the dinner that they went to?
Yeah.
And she thought that the attack on Sutton was coordinated. Wait, what was the attack again? They were just telling her?
Like when they were on the boat.
Oh, when they were on the boat.
And then it was like a coordinated planned
that they
attack.
were coordinated, which Erica did not like. Erica was like, no.
I actually don't blame Erica.
I don't either.
Erica took it really personally, and I understand why, because she's like, I have my own opinion.
Right,
I don't have to sit with Dorita. You know who I do think have a lot of their conversations offline and then go on camera are Sutton and Garcelle.
Yeah, exactly.
And case in point is when
For
Garcelle
real.
went to Kyle about the Morgan thing and Sutton was all quiet last episode. She was so upset with Sutton. Like, why didn't you come in on this with me? It was almost like we talked about this.
Right.
You know?
Why didn't you? Right, exactly.
So I think those two are the ones that do that.
Right. And that's why, isn't that funny? They're projecting.
Yes, they are.
And it was
And
great.
I think that's why Erica got really mad.
Well, Garcelle was also like, when she screamed to Kyle, like, she expected blind loyalty from you. I was like, whoa. I was like,
that didn't make sense to me either. Why does Kyle have to have the blind
because
loyalty?
she's in love with Kyle. She wants that friendship.
Too
she
bad.
wants the queen bee to like her. And she just doesn't see it. Sutton just doesn't see it. And that's what Garcelle was pissed. Like, she's like, she just doesn't.
Well, at this point, she's at the end of her rope with Sutton.
Yeah.
And she's like frustrated with all these ladies. Yes.
Sutton is, we have watched a woman.
Oh my God.
We have watched.
I said it before. She's a basket case.
Basket case. Perfect adjective. Perfect way to put it.
Yeah.
Not that, but she's short circuiting. At one point,
I love that.
When they were at the beach, it reminded me, I don't know if you guys have seen the old Brady Bunch movie that they did, but Jan was always like, Marcia, Marcia, Marcia. And her eyes were like,
oh, yes. And she's like,
her face was like literally short circuiting. And they shot over to they shot over to Sutton during when they were doing impressions, when Erica was doing impressions. And literally, she was like,
funny.
Her eyes were like blinking and short circuiting. That's all I could say. I was like, literally, her brain is frying right now.
Yes.
And we're seeing it. We just can't hear it, but we're seeing it fry. It was just crazy. She's like, I will not let them break me. Here I am. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, what is this battle you're fighting?
Oh my God.
With no one else. It was just crazy. And then my favorite thing of the whole episode was Kathy pisses in her shorts.
Oh my God.
She tinkles in her shorts.
Oh my God.
So just when I think Kathy is like this evil genius mastermind,
she's like, I tinkle.
Then she does shit like this, and I'm like, boy, she's really kooky, out to fucking lunch.
She's out to lunch, and I don't think she should have gone on that trip.
Oh, she didn't look good.
She didn't look good.
Her hair was a disaster.
Her hair was a disaster. The dinner they were at, she was wearing some kind of T-shirt.
She was all plaid. Like Kathy, when she's like...
I don't mean to pick her apart, but she was not primmed and propped.
Maybe she didn't have her chia seed shake. Maybe she was missing her chia seeds out of her.
Maybe.
But they just kept showing her like manically putting on her creams. Like, I gotta put my cream on. I better put my creams on my face.
What a routine, right?
Oh my God. And it just, you can tell it probably takes her fucking hours to get anywhere.
Yeah, I know.
And she's like, Kyle, Doogie, look at my hair, Doogie. It's all flat. I was like,
you know,
my God.
I never would look at Kathy and say she's elderly, but this is where I'm starting to see this is what
she's
elderly
older.
people
she's
do.
Older.
I hate to use the word elderly.
But she doesn't have full glam.
Is she 70? Yeah, I mean,
I don't know that.
Maybe she's not 70.
I'd say she's in her 60s.
Okay,
I'd say mid 60s.
She's a beautiful woman. I don't want to make her older than.
But the thing is, she is older. She's She's a woman of a certain age.
Yes.
Kyle looks freaking banging. Erica.
Banging. Oh my God.
Banging body.
And Dorit too. I mean, like,
Dorit,
wow.
My God. Dorit's just a bone.
Oh, she's a bone.
She's just naturally skinny.
She's naturally skinny and she's stressed.
I wish I could be that nervous and that thin. I look at Dorit and I'm always like, oh, she's such a nervous wreck. But certain people, that they're just skinny from stress.
Yeah.
You know that's freaking Dorit. And I'm like, why can't that happen to me? Why can't I'm stressed all the time?
I have skinny stress.
I blow up the other direction. I'm not even eating anything and I'm blowing up. Anyway, God damn.
Oh man.
So anyway, that was basically the whole thing, and I love how Jennifer Tilly also. I was getting a good giggle out of Tilly. She was like, "So there's been a glitch in the Matrix, and Sutton's not sure if she wants to come to dinner." She's like, "I'm not going to fight her battles, but she's not very happy." And then that was the whole thing. Like, she wants blind loyalty from you. I mean, I'm jumping all over the place in the episode,
it's okay. It was. I mean, it was a good finale. It wasn't like
it wasn't
bam,
great.
like
it was
something
the same
pow
baloney.
happened.
It was the same baloney.
It was the same theme. When we saw the previews for it, I thought something big was going to happen, and it kind of didn't. But I do think that the reunion is going to be great.
We'll see. And there was one more thing. Oh my gosh, Tilly, when they were the next day when they were all sitting on the lounge chairs.
Yes.
And she was talking to Garcelle. Yes. And she was talking to, was it Kyle?
Kyle,
and she was saying, we're the closest people to Sutton. Sutton. And neither one of you guys said anything.
Yeah.
And then it was so funny where she was talking about, well, in the divorce, I got a piece of The Simpsons. And
yeah.
And then Garcelle was just like, oh my God. The laugh she gave was like, are you kidding me? No. And she's like, do you think I'm buying diamonds on the Chucky money? The Chucky money?
I'm buying snacks.
Snacks, of course. So that was just so funny. And I love that about Tilly, that she's not trying to perpetuate that, like,
no.
I mean, I'm sure she did very well for herself.
Yeah.
But at the same time, she's like, oh, yeah. Can you imagine The Simpsons money?
Oh my God. Can you
she
imagine?
Said Sam,
it's 10%.
She said
she gets 10%.
That's huge. Of
yes.
That. Excuse me. Also, she also said that Sam had $750,000 when they got divorced.
Right.
So he gave her half of that.
Right.
And he gave her a piece of The Simpsons.
Right. And who knew
Couldn't
it was going to blow? And this is when The Simpsons, I think they got divorced in the early 90s. The Simpsons were still newish then. So
Simpsons money.
Whoa.
God bless it.
But I did like seeing Bose and Sutton go out for chocolate sampling, like the chocolate beans, just because I think it showed, Bose was trying to say, I want people to understand that I'm not just here with Dorit. Like, I'm here to talk to all the ladies and open up with all the ladies. And it was a little interesting when Sutton gave her perspective on how the ladies are treating her.
Right. That this has been they've been trying to break me again. She's singing the same song.
Same song.
But wait, on Watch What Happens Live, they came out because she was just like, when even Kooky Kathy tried to go over to her when they were doing the shopping before the Carnival dinner, or I don't know, or was it before the other dinner? And she was just like, I just want to be a Barbie doll right now. I just want to be a Barbie doll. I'm not really sure what she meant, just like a big dummy who walking around shopping. I don't know. But on Watch What Happens Live, they had the Shady Sutton Barbie doll come on.
Yes, I saw that. I saw a little bit of that.
Right.
I did.
And that
very
was just
funny.
It was just amusing. It was very
Barbie
amusing.
doll.
But Bose wanted no part of it. She's like, I don't care what it's saying. Like, I don't care what Shady Sutton says. Like, she's like, I don't care about you.
Yeah,
so,
she doesn't.
Yeah, she's not involved.
When Bose and Sutton were on their chocolate thing, though, their chocolate
I thought they
sampling,
were making spices. Were they eating chocolate?
It was chocolate. It was like cocoa beans, where chocolate comes from, and then they had like some chocolate drinks and stuff like that. So it was just like a little hobby thing that they did.
Got it.
Hobby, whatever. I'm whatever.
What I mean. They were on a little excursion to film together.
Yes, but Sutton was kind of implying like the ladies want to be me. Like, she's that delusional.
Oh, I know.
And then Bose is like, okay, so whoa. Like, you think
Delulu.
you're better than?
Delulu.
So that's where she thinks it's coming from. That she has what they don't have.
Okay. They all want your money, Sutton.
They all want your
They all want
money
your money. They all
your
want
life.
They all want your mother. They all want your psychotic They all want your kitty sweater that you wore on your dates. They all want your neuralgia in your feet.
Yeah.
Okay, Sutton.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Sutton, you need to literally go somewhere. And then, just before we wrap up here, the last few minutes were about Tom Girardi. So that was like a whole nother episode. It wasn't really much other than the fact that he was convicted of embezzlement.
Yeah.
And she can't believe that this is the way it ended, which I kind of can't believe it either.
And she falls herself she's falling into a depression a little bit.
Well, I get that.
I do get that. I mean, it's like the nightmare is resurfacing.
And she's like, I still have a shit ton of issues in front of me. I still have legal issues every single day.
Yeah, she has it every day.
I mean,
and her career, it showed, is obviously taking off, which is wonderful.
No,
but
it's great.
She's got, this heavy burden on her shoulder.
I would be flipping.
Yeah.
If every day something my husband did.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And
like, whoever knew the ending was going to be like this, which is what she said.
Right. And she's like, if you would have told me, but like, I don't know, Girardi was another psychopath. And she's like, they sentenced him, I think, to 80 years. And she's like, you don't have 80 days. You don't have nothing.
Is he in prison right now?
He's in I think he's in a memory care facility.
Okay.
Whether he's lost his mind or just acting like he's lost his mind or half lost his mind.
Mm-hmm.
He was being defended by public defenders.
Yeah.
Think about it. One of the biggest lawyers ever. And
amazing.
He had but he probably doesn't care. Whatever happens, happens. Now he's in the Kookaville.
Yeah,
so he doesn't, you know what I mean? But
right.
Yeah, sad ending. So next week.
3-part series.
Oh, 3-part
reunion. Yeah.
I wonder when she Garcelle stands up and walks away? At the end or at the beginning?
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be at the end.
She also didn't get in the photo with them.
She didn't. And that's probably what was a telltale sign. She also put some tweet out or something on Instagram out that's saying not all skin folk are kinfolk. Did you see that?
Oh, maybe then.
So she might have had something with, because that would be with
Bose,
Garcelle.
with Bose or Garcelle?
With Bose.
Oh, sorry. She is Garcelle.
Garcelle might have had this with Bose. Something might have happened.
Oh, boy.
With them at the reunion.
Oh, I hope not.
So they never really fully bonded anyway.
No, they didn't.
And I think Garcelle really resented Bose for being such good friends with Dorit.
I mean, I'd be psyched if I was Dorit, though.
I would, too.
I'm like, Bose is cool as shit. And this is my girl who's like going to the mat for me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I would be psyched.
She needed a strong ally, and man, did she get one.
She sure did.
So,
all right. So on just to Atlanta. Week 2 of Hotlanta.
On to Hotlanta.
I don't know. I don't know what to say. All I know is
the
that
third episode in. I love all the shade that's going on.
Oh, the shade. But the problem is I find myself going, what? With Brit and her weirdo hubby, Mike. Oh, is that her husband or a boyfriend?
I think it's her husband.
Oof.
Because she was getting into it with Kenya in like episode 1 with the ring.
You know what he reminds me of? He reminds me of somebody that's there to go, hey, baby, here's your coat. Uh-huh. Okay, baby. Okay, put your arm in. Okay, I'll be right here with your coat.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
I'm going to have a drink. I'm going to have something to eat. You go over there, do your thing, and then I'll be over here waiting.
Yeah.
Waiting for you.
Right.
Like he's her little errand boy. That's what it looks like. She's like, I said, I've dated rappers. She was like, I dated rappers and I dated singers and all this stuff.
Athletes. She was in a lot of music videos. He was back in the day.
A strong man. I was like, strong man. This guy doesn't even look like he could pick up I don't even know. He doesn't even look like he's.
He just looks like somebody like a mechanic. Like if I went to the garage and I said, oh, I got to get a tune-up. He'd be there with the wrench in his hand.
Yeah, like he's chewing gum. Like he's trying to get gum out of the vending machine.
He's an average Joe.
Yeah, but
she's fabulous. So I'm like,
fabulous.
Oh my God, what is this?
So I'm like, this is your real man. At least get yourself a hot number. This guy is like,
sure.
Eek. He looks like a hanger-oner to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
But she might be difficult. She clearly is wearing all the pants, writing all the checks.
Yeah, it does seem like that.
I don't. Does he have a job? Like who even knows? But
I know
like,
she's got her insurance company. She's pretty successful.
But I thought it was interesting how she said after her father died, and maybe she was younger, she had to start with a GoFundMe.
Yeah, I think that's why she got into insurance, because the father's insurance didn't go to the family.
Because he was transitioning jobs and he died.
Yeah.
And then the mom didn't get anything. That's horrible.
It was a $2 million insurance. Oof. I mean, that was awful. Terrible. But the sadder thing, I think, was that she lost her relationship with her sisters, it seems.
Oh, well, she fired one of them.
She fired one.
She's like, I had to fire
But they were in
sister.
the company together. They put their money into the company, and then she had to let one go. And then the other one went away.
Think about, though, if you had a company with your... You just walked in and fired because she got too comfortable. You just walked in and fired your sister. You were like, yeah, you know what? It's a company we built together.
You're out.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay, yeah.
No,
so I'm
not going to go over well.
She might be a little toughy. We don't know. We're still getting to know her.
Yeah, but I see the dynamic with the husband, and I'm like, oh, this is not good.
It's a little
ick.
It's a little weird.
Our friend Portia, I love that she was.
And I like Kelly.
Michael Jackson.
Oh, no. Kelly with
Kelly, the little one who's got the 5 kids,
lady.
who got the 4 daughters.
4 daughters.
Yeah, I like Kelly. No. What's the other? Angela. Oh, that's Michael Jackson, right?
Oh, that's Michael Jackson.
I cannot.
We got to Can we go to that?
Sure.
You nailed it last week. You were spot on, girl. Because
I can't
basically they're calling her Latoya Jackson. Latoya is basically Michael Jackson in a wig.
Exactly. But
so you got it right.
But she is Michael. There is no listen. There is footage. I actually was in Los Angeles when Michael Jackson died that day. Same day Farrah Fawcett died. And Steve, somehow my husband put me on a list for tickets to the memorial.
Really?
And we got them.
No.
At the Staples Centers, yes. But
at the MJ Memorial?
Because we couldn't end up going. Yeah, we could have gone. I had tickets and everything. We still have the tickets.
Wow.
But not the tickets. We have like the piece of paper. We gave the tickets to like people were flying in from all over the globe.
Yeah.
So we literally just walked like down the street. There was all these Michael Jackson people everywhere, and we gave them to 2 women, I think, from Sweden.
Oh, you must have made them the happiest people in the world.
Yeah, they were like,
oh my God.
They were literally insane.
Wow.
However, going back to, so there is footage from that day when the ambulance pulls into Cedar Sinai, that there is a man that looks like Michael Jackson getting out of and that he faked his own death. I mean, so
there's a conspiracy about that?
There is a conspiracy, but I believe what happened was he went into the Real Housewives of New Jersey car wash where they go in and they get themselves all guidoed up. He went in there, turned into a chick, and came out as Angela. And now he is on Real Housewives of Atlanta, and he has his own peach, and nobody will find him because that nose is almost freaking exact.
Identical. She must have, when she got that nose, she must have brought in a picture of Michael Jackson and said, I want this nose. Or Latoya.
Wait, but did they even call her Latoya? Because she was saying, 90s called your retro nose.
The retro nose, it was big in the 90s. Everyone was even Janet Jackson kind of has that nose.
Yeah, but I think Michael just had nothing left. Like
I think his nose was like disappearing.
But she's really done herself dirty. And then when she started calling her Flava Flav,
oh my God,
she's like, you need a clock. You need a clock. I was like,
so I was, they were saying it so fast. I'm like, what is she talking about?
But I didn't know.
Oh my God, what an insult. She's saying that this Portia meal looks like Flavor Flav.
But I didn't know if she was saying,
and I think she's a beautiful woman.
I didn't know though if she was saying you look like Flav or because you're Portia, Flavor Flav's like a hype man, because it's Flav was the hype man, that she's Portia's hype woman, and that's why they were calling her Flav.
Okay.
I don't know, but it was hilarious. And didn't you say somebody
was
calling somebody Biggie?
See, I get lost in this shade.
I love it.
Can't follow
but this
it.
is what I mean, where Garcelle would not work well with these women.
No, she's too refined.
She's just
like
too
said.
under the radar. Yeah. Like she would just be laughing, I think, like...
Like, oh my
but these girls
Lord.
Are like, you shock and roll, man, what, Flavor Flav, Biggie Smalls. Like, all I hear is, yeah, would you better glue your nose down. Yeah, you better glue your nose, get it out of Portia's ass. Like, I mean, this is just all I'm hearing. I'm like, what is going on? And then Kelly's like, we have Beaumont. Okay, this is a big event for brittle. But I thought that was great for brittle bone disease. I don't know
what is the name of it? I can't.
It's brittle.
Osteogenesis imperfecta?
Yes.
Yeah. Am I saying it right?
No, you are saying it right.
Yeah.
You're absolutely saying it right.
Yeah.
I felt so bad, and I don't even know how that's going to affect these girls. I wish they would have went more into it.
And child protection went for her.
All four of her girls have it?
I think that it was 3 of her 4.
Oh,
I think she said that.
But she was so funny because she was like, I'm doing this here. Don't do this here. We do this over there. We don't do this here.
I kind of like her. I don't know.
I like her.
She's a little spunky.
She's a pipsqueak. I like
tiny.
Her. She's a
teeny. I didn't realize, when you're on camera, you can't tell, but when you see her next to the other ladies, it's like, oh my God.
Yeah, they're all wearing their heels. Meanwhile, Cynthia's like 10,000 feet tall, and so is Kendra.
By the way, Cynthia's hair.
Oh no, Cynthia did not look good this episode. What was happening?
Was that like a Sonny Bono do?
What's happening to her
hair? It was like
they
took a bowl and they just
cut her.
That was a terrible
wig. I feel like Cynthia was like pulling it.
Cynthia, you're gorgeous, but like, please.
She was pulling a Kathy Hilton. She just didn't feel like getting ready. Like, she just was like, damn, I'm tired.
Or maybe she's like, I can pull this off.
She can pull it off. I mean,
she can.
Beautiful.
She's gorgeous.
Cynthia is gorgeous.
Who on earth could pull that hair
Cynthia's probably almost 60 herself. I mean,
really?
She must be at this point.
I don't even, oh, wow.
She must be. She's
okay.
She's getting up there.
Okay.
Not that it matters.
Yeah.
Like, she still looks phenomenal.
Oh God, yeah, not a line on her face.
Put more effort in. Cynthia probably was very used to being so gorgeous and walking out the door with very little prep.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Now it's like, damn, I gotta whip out the spackle before I leave, like I do. But wait, I thought this was hilarious that when Kelly and Portia were having drinks.
Yes.
And she's like, I don't know what Kelly bringing. And Portia's like, I don't know what Kelly's gonna be bringing, but I need Hanisha. Meaning Hennessy, but she was ordering strawberry and Hennessy.
Oh, man.
I was like, you might as well just order a Courvoisier. Like, it was hilarious to me. I just thought that was so funny. I just thought it was funny.
But the shrimp and grits looked very good, and so did the catfish.
I was looking at their food. I was like, where are they?
Ew, catfish. Ew. Oh, I love catfish.
Oh no! Do they serve it with the whiskers? No. Does it come with Nev Shulman?
I think it was a nice little fillet.
Does it come with Nev Shulman? You know, he has the catfish show.
Oh my God!
On MTV, he does the whole.
Yeah.
I just recently told my mother what a catfish is, and she's like, I can't believe it, because she's getting all these guys on Facebook. Like, she's like, this guy so handsome reaching out to me from Texas. I'm like, Mom, no, it's really that guy, but it's not the guy behind there.
Yeah.
It's really some woman named, like, you know, Ramona, who's sitting in her basement going, let's work on this lady.
Creepy.
You know? Yeah, it's creepy. Anyhow, catfish, interesting.
Catfish. Now, also, we have the Drew storyline of it all.
Oh, with her divorce?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you
Looks
know,
like her divorce not
I will
going
say,
very
when
well.
she was in the studio and the ladies came to visit her, what was it, Kenya and Cynthia?
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And
Kenya's...
Angela, Michael Jackson.
Oh, my God.
Latoya Jackson.
Oh, my God.
She's a beautiful voice. I mean, it was really like that song she was singing.
It was all right.
Lovely. Yeah.
But she's like, I just got back.
She's a real artist.
She's like, I just got back from making a horror movie. Who's she's making a horror movie? I've never heard of this lady. Like, I'm pretty up on things, I feel like, you know? Like, she's
probably a D-list actress, maybe,
you're nice. I think that's nice. I think that's a nice way of saying. I don't even think D-list is down there. But all right, let's look for her horror movie. Horror. I'm from New York.
Puerto Rico.
Horror movie. H-A-R-A. Horror. You're in a horror movie. Yeah, but she had a nice voice, and she was, you know, singing and something like.
Sounded very nice.
And I liked that part that Cynthia was like, look, baby daddy hit different.
Yes.
It hit different. And she's right. That's the
right.
father of Portia's daughter.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Stay away.
I don't think she's going to.
But she's even saying, though, like, we don't have a friendship. She even said that. She's like, we're just very good, professional, have a professional working relationship. So at least she's trying to say, like, you know, like she's trying to say it.
Yeah.
Whether or not Portia's going to hear her, I don't know if I would, because I'd be like,
I think she's lying. Because she had him on her phone.
I hope they don't.
What did it say? Dennis Bro. And she was like, the only
I thought it meant like bro, like he's like my brother. Like Dennis.
Yeah, but
bro.
I think it meant that, but she was saying like, I don't have a friendship with him at all. If you don't have a friendship with him at all, why does it say Dennis Bro in your phone?
Yeah, like Dennis Bro, my brother.
But and Cynthia brought up another good point. You know, she was texting Portia, I got to talk to you about something important, which is Dennis being the executive producer of this album or whatever.
Right. Oh.
And Portia kept kind of blowing it up. Portia's a busy lady. So Cynthia was saying, you got to pick up the phone and call a girl. Like, you can't just text her. Like, it's not going to go anywhere.
She's like, I caught up with Kenya.
So she made like a half effort to let her know.
Because she was like, I caught up with Kenya. I wasn't even trying to.
Yeah, exactly.
She's like, I caught up with her. You know, I called her.
Yeah, you call her. Right. So she's like, I texted her.
I love Cynthia.
So it's Let me shady.
If Cynthia, thank God they're bringing Phaedra back, because if Cynthia and Kenya were not there and Portia, I would be so far out of here.
These ladies can't carry it. I mean, I'm not
right
that
now.
Interested.
It's Portia's show.
It is.
These other girls,
she's
Michael
fabulous,
Jackson,
but
all these people, like.
Yeah, it's like Portia with a bunch of average ladies.
Like they're all trying,
not average looking, just their storyline's average.
Yeah, and they just feel like they're trying to do is like fight with each other, and it's like, no, we don't want to see that. But I must say I did enjoy Flavor Flav, Biggie Smalls.
That was hysterical.
90s call, they want to know the vintage nose. I loved all that. Loved it. Couldn't have loved it more.
All the comparisons. So again, it was Flavor Flav.
I love when they name calling from the 90s.
Name calling each other. It was great.
From the 90s.
It was Flavor Flav. It was Latoya. It was all the 90s stuff. Latoya Jackson. And was it Biggie Smalls or was it Heavy D? It was
Somebody
one of those.
said Biggie or Heavy. I heard.
And it was Drew's
Heavy.
sister. Drew's sister. I love Heavy D. Drew's sister, who was a little bigger, I guess. That was when she called her Heavy D. Who did? Portia called her Heavy D. It was kind of funny.
And that's pretty much it, right? And then one more thing, Shamia and the baby.
Yes.
Oh, I feel so
First
bad
of all,
for
her little
Shamia.
Girl, Shia, is darling.
Oh, she looks
cute.
just like the dad.
She does.
She went in for tonsils?
Tonsils and adenoids. Is that
my son had that.
Yeah.
But
she was so cute.
She was adorable. She looks just
like the dad.
And she's like, he's nervous. He's nervous. She's like, you know, Dad's nervous when. This is the HVAC guy.
Yes, it is. Oof. Yes, this is the man with the mega bucks,
mega money.
But she's very sweet with her sisters too. They have a nice relationship. So I do like her, but it looks like they're trying to form a wedge between her and Portia. These other ladies.
Why?
I'm not following it so well.
Why? I like well, they're not happy. Shamia's friends with Portia, or they just don't like. But I gotta say,
you can.
I really am feeling and liking Shamia, and we've talked about this before on our podcast. But you know, we're special needs moms, and my heart was breaking for her because she's like, I don't even tell people what I'm going through. I don't even cry to people. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is like, I feel like I'm watching this.
Yeah,
you know, that this could be me. That I've said this, like sitting there, and I feel bad for her that she is in this place in her life and she doesn't know, and she's talking to a surrogate, but she doesn't know her future. I feel for her, and I've been there, and I am there a lot of the time, and I just feel for her. I do too. I don't understand.
It makes me like her even more.
Right. It makes me
because I can feel like I can relate to her. You can relate to her a little bit.
We can relate to her.
We can relate to her.
And the fact that she's even shooting the show, you can tell she's in pain, and she rightly so.
Yeah.
She has an infant who she doesn't know her future. And I remember being in that. I mean, I still wonder about my son's future. He's 13 now, but I'm still, you know, devastated over it, and like what's it going to be, you know, when I'm not here. So I get it. So Shamia,
and it was really nice when her sister said
the show.
Shiloh has a purpose.
I loved that.
Like she has a purpose.
But I feel like
it was so sweet.
Shamia, if you need people to talk to, you could always reach out to us. We will even talk to you off the air.
We would love it.
Talk to you off air and just tell you how great of a job you're doing.
She is.
And that's really was it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, some fighting is brewing. I was very interested in the preview for next week because
I didn't see it.
This is the okay. So it's when what's her name? Oh, Kenya is opening her salon and her product line, and that's when something goes down with Brit.
Wig.
And
that's
this
when
is
it all
when
goes down.
Kenya leaves.
Oh my God.
She gets suspended.
Too bad, because
so I can't wait to see what this is.
You know, I mean, Kenya has a notoriety now. Kind of you know what I mean? And like, so does Garcelle. Like, they really, what they needed the show for, they got, which is a notoriety.
Yeah.
So they can leave, and hopefully her, you know, salon will do good and all that. But let's see what she did to poor Brit. I wonder Mike's going to go like.
What's Mike going to do?
He'd be like, I'm going to get
Mike the mechanic?
Exactly. Mike and the mechanics. And you'd be like, I'm going to get your coat. You fight, and I'm going to go get your coat. All right, that is it for this fine evening. That's it for Beverly Hills.
That's it. And we'll cover next time when we do the reunions,
obviously. And we'll keep on checking out Flava Flav.
And more hot news. I'm sure more hot news is coming out.
More hot news. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.